Hello, good evening, my dear students. Welcome back to another session of computer application class. In the previous class, we were discussed about the looping concepts in Java programming or iteration statements in Java programming, and also we have started one type of looping concept that is called as while looping concept. So I hope you understood how the looping will be working and almost all the types of loop, the procedure, the concept of loop will be exactly similar, and the way of presentation or the way of using that will be little different than one and other loops. Okay, so already one loop concept with example we have completed. So the next looping concept is called as a do while loop. So here do while loop. So that is the next part of the while loop concept. While loop already we have seen how the while loop will be working. That means randomly it will be working continuously. One particular statement frequently it will be printing. So for printing purpose, the directly it is not printing. Some certain conditions we are applying. So this condition will be get evaluate. After evaluating, the controller will check whether the condition will be true or false. If the condition will be true, the given statement will be randomly executing until the given condition will be get false. So that is while loop concept. So this concept is common for all the loop, but the way of execution will be different for each loop. Okay, so that is while loop concept, and what are the major requirements for the while loops, and we already have seen. The next will be the next version or the next advanced option of the while loop is called as a do while loop. It's not an advanced option. The second type of while loop concept is called as do while loop. The name itself giving the meaning do while loop. Do means something we are doing first. Okay, so that is do while loop. Then how the do while loop will be working? What are the major differences between the while loop and do while loop? So in this session we can see. The first we can go for the do while loop. So what do you mean by do while loop? So do while loop is also a type of looping structure. There also we are providing certain condition. The condition will be get evaluating. After evaluating, based on the condition, some group of executable statement we are defining inside the loop. Okay, if the condition will be true, the group of statement will be execute and print, or what the user will be suggested number of times it will be executing until the given condition will be get false. It's just similar to while loop only, but the do while loop, the way of presenting the do while loop, that is different than the while loop. Then what are the major difference we can see? So, and in the while loop we are telling it is also called as post tested looping statement. That means we are initializing a variable or declaring a variable. After that, first itself we are providing the condition, isn't it? So the given first condition will be get evaluate. If the condition will be true only, the controller will comes inside the loop and the relevant statement will be executing and printing. That is while loop. But do while loop is not like that, but working will be same. The first something will be printing. So some executable statement will be, once it will get print, then only they are checking the condition. That's why it is called as a post-tested looping statement. Post-tested means after executing the statement, that means the given statement, once it will be executed, then we will get the condition. So that's it is called as post-tested. But while loop is not like that. First the condition will be evaluate. If the condition will be true only, it will be continue. If the condition will be first itself, the condition will be false, we will not get any output. That means the program will be get exit if the condition will be false. But do while loop is not like that. Do while loop, once the statement will be executed, isn't it? Then only condition will come. So we can conclude, if the condition will be true or false, that is doesn't matter. Once we will get one output. Minimum one output we will get it. Okay, that means the looping structure will be print one output. Then they are going to checking the condition. That's why it is called as a post-tested looping structure. Okay, so let me go in depth for how the looping structure will be working. So here the syntax I have written on the board. How the looping will be working. The first do and while is a system provided keyword. Okay, the system provided keyword means we already know that's a predefined word, keywords only. So do is a keyword and also while is a keyword, and where we have to define the do and while, that is different. The first, before starting the looping structure, the first you have to write the do option. Okay, this do, and after that open the flower bracket. Inside the do flower bracket, opening and a closing flower bracket will be there. Inside that, what are the variable initialization we are using in the looping section, and which are the executable statement we are using in the looping section, and what is the increment or decrement operators which we are using in the looping section. These all the three statements we are giving inside the do section. So that is a minimum. So the executable statement I have mentioned only one. So based on the nature of the program, number of executable statement will be more, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 and so on it will come. Okay, so for syntax or writing method purpose I have mentioned a commonly executable statement, that's it. The next statement will be increment or decrement operator. We already know the previous class how the loop will be moving forward. So somebody has to tell the controller to once again it should be work or move forward. So that moving to forward, that command you have to tell to the computer or controller, then only it will be working. For moving forward purpose we are using increment or decrement operator. That is must and should in every loop. Okay, so the next will be you have to close after giving the do sections, you have to close the do option. Then the same line where we have closed the loop, there you have to start the while termination condition or terminating condition. So thus and comparatively we can tell the while loop and do while loop. While loop is not end with the semicolon. If you put semicolon at the end of the while loop, there only the program will be get terminated. It doesn't move forward. Okay, but when we are using the do while concept, while loop should end with the semicolon. If you put semicolon only, the program will be moving forward. So that is the major another difference between the do while and while loop. Okay, so once again I am telling the syntax. First do statement, open the flower bracket, and which are the variables we need. That looping variable, one loop variable we are using. That should be initialized. So that initialization of variables and executable statement, statement or statements, and increment or decrement operations. That is the do section. The next, after closing the do part, you have to go for the while statement and condition. Which condition you wanted to give the entire programming or the related programming, that condition you have to mention and put the semicolon. Okay, so this is the writing method for or syntax for do while loop. Okay, then how the do while loop will be working, with example I will explain. So same program what we have used in the while loop explanation, 1 to 5 numbers, frequently the numbers should be printed. That means our output should be 1 to 5 at a time should be printed. Okay, how the same program we are converting to the do while loop, we can see. Here I am going to write on the board. So we already know to print, to working the loop we need one single variable, that is only for looping purpose. That means that to loop should be continuously work or frequently or randomly it will be working. For that one single variable we need, that is only for loop. Okay, so first you have to give the statement do. Okay, so the next one is you have to open the bracket. The next, int n equal to 1, initialization of variable. The next, the present value of n should be print. Cout system dot out dot print ln plus n. We have to print the n value and n equal to n plus 1 or n plus plus. Then you have to close the do statement, and which condition you wanted to give, that condition you have to give in the while statement, while n less than equal to 5. Then put semicolon. Only this much. Okay, then how this statement will be or how the entire looping group will be working, we can see. So here I will mention the value, n value. How the n value will be printing we can see. So here n to n I am writing. Okay, you just observe how the n value will be printing we can see. Okay, so first we have to the loop will be the program, that means after compilation we are suggesting or the user will be requesting to compile the program. While compilation the controller will be come inside the loop, and the first statement will be initialization of variable int n. That means one variable has declared and the type of variable will be integer, and the initialization also done. The initial value of n will become 1. Okay. The next will be after initialization they will come to the next statement, that is printing statement, system.out.println plus n. That means this output command allows the program controller to print the present value of n. So what is the present value of n? The present value of n will be 1, that will be print. This is output. We are using this is output. Okay. Present value of n will be print. The next will be after printing the present value, the controller will comes to the next statement. Our next statement will be n equal to n plus 1. N equal to n plus 1. N equal to n plus 1 means the present value of n we need to change. That means if you wanted to move forward, the program statement should move forward, we need to tell them to move forward. So that we are giving the increment or decrement operator. So present value n should change to next value. So that we have given n equal to n plus 1. So n equal to n plus 1 means that the present value of n will be 1. So the next we can see n equal to n plus 1. That means we will get the n value will become 2. The value of n will become 2. Then after changing the n value, they will comes to the looping section. The n less than equal to 5. That means 2 less than equal to 5. 2 less than equal to 5, of course it's the right answer. So if the condition will be true, the controller will again go back to the do section. Controller will go back to the do section, and the n value will be changed. Already we have given 1, that will be changed as 2. Okay. Then next again it will come to the system printing, and the present value of n will become 2. Okay. So then again they will change the value n equal to n plus 1. N equal to n plus 1, that is 3. Okay. Then after changing the value, again they will check n less than equal to 5. That means 3 less than equal to 5. Of course the condition will be true. Again it will go back to the do section. N value will be changed. The n value of n will become 3. Okay. Then the next statement, the output statement will be execute. After executing we will get the output 3. Okay. So again the n value will be increasing. That is n equal to n plus 1. So that it will become 4. Okay. Then after changing the n value, again they will come and check the condition 4 less than equal to 5. That means the present n value will become 4, that they are comparing with the limit value. This 5 is our limit value. Okay. So compare with limit value 4, of course it will be less than 5 only. If the condition will be true, it will again go back to the looping section. The initialization will be changed. N value will become 4. Then after changing the n value, again the output command will be execute. The present value of n which we have changed, that will be print. Okay. The next again they will increase the value. The n value will become n equal to n plus 1. That will become 5. Okay. Then after changing the n value, the 5 less than equal to 5. 5 less than equal to 5. Here equal to will be there now, so that this condition will be true. Again it will be go back to the initialization section. The n value will become 5. Okay. After changing the n value, again the next statement will be executing. The present value of n will be printing. Okay. So our limit will be finished. But after finishing the limit also, once again the n value will be changed. So after printing the last value, n value once again it will be print, and the value of n will become 6 6 less than equal to 5. So here the condition will be false. If the condition will be false, instead of going back, it will be exiting from the group of do while section, and which is the next statement we have given, that will be execute and the program will be get end. Okay, so this is the working of do while loop. It's a little difference is there than the while loop. While loop is directly executing and printing. If the condition will be false, directly it will be exiting. We will not get any input, output. But do means the one output. If it is true or false, that is doesn't matter. We will get the first output. Then only they are going for checking the condition. That's why if you are using do while loop, one output must and should we will get it. If you are using while loop, you will not get any output. So the condition will be, if the condition will be false. If the condition will be true only, we will get the output. Some output we will get it. Okay, so this will be working, randomly working until the condition will be get false. If you give here instead of 5, 10 or 100 or 1000 or 1 lakh. So that is your wish, the user wish. What is the limit value? So that your wish only, up to that how much value you are defining here, up to that time the loop will be working. So if you are giving millions of numbers, means first of all you have to check whether your system is having that much of storage capacity will be there. That you have to check it. Otherwise, if it is there, the system can afford that much of value, we can give the limit value. Okay. So how much value you wanted to print at a time, we can use here. So this is called as a limit value. So this is looping variable. Based on the looping variable only, the program will be moving. That means the looping variable is important. Every looping statement is depending on looping variable only. So this is called as do while loop in the looping structure, the second looping concept in the programming language. So that is this looping concept is a basic looping concept for every programming. It is not only for the Java or Blue Java programming, every Java programming or every type of programming language, either object oriented or procedural oriented or structured programming, whatsoever, any kind of programming language, this selection statement and looping statement is common. That is a basic for all, this exactly same only. So once if you understood this concept, that is every program, same thing we can use it. So based on the programming language, it will be, command will be changed. C++, Java or Blue Java or Sun Java. So that the output command will be different, but the way of uses of the each looping concept in exactly same for the each programming language. Okay. So I hope you understood the do while concept and also the while concept. So already the practical is going on. So we are not yet reached the selection statement. So today most of the students, I think one lesson has completed, inputting input statement. So maximum sequence statement programs will be finished. So the next tomorrow onwards we will start with the selection statement, that is a if condition statement. And students, please just do refer and come to the lab, and should not forget to bring the lab material. Without lab material you are unable to do. So if you are borrowing from the students, that is at present the situation we already know, so that don't exchange anything from any student. Maximum your things you should bring it. Okay. So if you are having any doubt or clarification will be there when you are come to the practical, there only I will explain, no problem. So while doing the once the theory attended, you should do the practical program, then only you will understand more about the looping concept. Because looping concept, working of the looping concept, once after listen the theory, you have to do at least one program, then only you can complete option you will get it. Otherwise it's a very difficult to understand. So actually this is a very simple way I have explained, and this much you have to understand and study it, that's all. And the difficult complicated programs and all will be there, the speciality will be the complicated programs and all, the same concept will be repeating more than one time. So that's why when we are seeing the program, the same number of similar statement will be repeating. So the way of repetition will be different. That's why you will feel it's difficult, but it is not at all difficult. If you are familiar with the commands or statement, how to do the Java program, if you are very much familiar, it's nothing difficult. It's a very beautiful computer programming language. So you are able to do it. Okay, students. If you are having any doubt, once I already told you, just clarify in the school when you are come to the practical session. And just refer once again, should not forget the lab material and what are the examples I have given, that refer it and come to the lab. Okay. So thank you, students. Have a nice day. Take care.